Hello and welcome to another fly tying episode with Stuart Foxall. Today he's tying a single stage pink intruder. So we're starting off with an articulated shank and some fluorescent pink thread. Then we're going to attach our dumbbell eyes at the front of the fly, using a figure of 8 pattern. Take your time making plenty of turns to make sure everything is nice and secure. When you're happy, work your way back to the end of the shank. Next, we're going to tie in our intruder wire. And the easiest way to measure for length is to slide the hook on and then put the end of the loop to the curve of the hook and then line up the eye of the hook with the back of the shank. This is going to give you the perfect length for the intruder wire. And once you're happy, tie it into place with plenty of turns and remove the hook for tying. Work your way all the way up the shank to make sure everything is nice and secure, and then add a little bit of glue for extra security. Finally, for added assurance, we're going to fold back the intruder wire and we're going to tie this in as well. This will help also make a bit of a bulky body for the fly. Plenty of turns to make sure everything's nice and smooth, and when you're happy, trim away the waste. Make sure everything's nice and neat before you move on to the next stage. Next, we're going to add in some hot fluorescent pink or red dubbing. This is going to create a ball that we're going to use to flare materials. In this case, as it's a single stage intruder fly, we're just going to add some jungle cock eyes. Next, we're going to add a little bit more dubbing just to hide the eyes within this section. Next, we're tying in some fluorescent holographic braid for the body. Nice, tight, overlapping turns, making sure the body is nice and smooth. Work your way up to the front of the fly and make sure you've left a little space for your front materials. And when you're happy, trim away the waste. Next we're going to add in our second dubbing ball using the same fluorescent pink or red dubbing material. I'm going to brush out the materials a little bit just to add a little extra sparkle to the fly. If you forget to do this, you can always go back afterwards. Next, we're going to take some orange fox hair and we're going to spin this around the body. Tying with the fibres facing forwards, we're going to wrap all the way around the body and then fold them back. Pushing the thread tight up against the dubbing ball to make sure that the materials flare out. Next, we're going to add a little bit of flash to this, again wrapping all the way around the body. This particular material is taken from a predator wrap. It's almost like a really soft crinkle flash. Next, we're going to take some chunkier holographic flash, and same again, tying all the way around the body. You can do this by folding the strands before tying in and then cutting through the loop to double them back. Next, we're going to take some soft ostrich or rhea hackle fibres and spread these all around the body as well. These materials are soft enough not to be doubled back. Nice soft fibres that can be tied straight in, they don't need to be doubled back. You want the natural taper of the barb. This is best done in a couple or several stages. In this case, Stuart's tying in top and bottom. Keep working the thread back towards that dubbing ball to kick the materials out. And when you're happy, trim away the waste. Next, we're going to take a pink schlappen hackle. And we're going to make plenty of turns on this one to finish off the head of the fly. This will add a smaller, more rigid bulk to the head of the fly that can push water and help move those bigger materials. When you're happy with the hackle fibre count, tie it off and trim away the waste. Finally, we're going to add a couple of wings using some long, slim grizzle hackles in pink. Measure them up for length, strip off the waste, and tie them in. When you're happy, trim away the waste. To make sure everything is nice and secure, we're going to use a little bit of super glue to press down into the head and these materials at the front of the fly. Finally, we'll complete this fly with a whip finish, and we can add some more glue or varnish later for added security. So there you have it, that's the single stage pink Intruder. If you like this fly, don't forget to like and comment down below. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for updates when new videos go live. Tight lines.